desk. I also have to say, the Frankie's jacket is looking on point, Hawk. I gotta ask her where she got that, because I want something similar. It's looking good. And what we'll see, FURIA looking good heading into the second map. They would love to lock themselves in a match up against Vitality and Complexity. They've got to survive elimination, and a mid play coming in for Complexity early on.
Early CT smoke deployed, but Rush is going to drop back to the bomb site. Meanwhile, the flank is coming through, but FURIA are just going to focus on getting site control.
Well, JKS is further back, and we've seen him do nasty things from this position in the past, but Art has got a double. JKS hits the headshot. That is the bomb drop at the back of the site. That'll buy some extra time for Rush to get closer alongside BlameF. Yuri and Vinny together. Bomb not planted yet. And with Vinny playing from CT, here's the cover here for Yuri. And they are worrying about how long FURIA are taking. They get a little bit paranoid about a potential flank through Banana. They're just biding their time, waiting for that plant to start to come through. And as it happens, Vinny peeks out and takes the Banana fight. It's now BlameF alone in the 1 versus 2 for the pistol round win. He starts to move forward into the site. Yuri just baiting the shot away. The crossfire so strong. He has to try and go right through it. It's not happening for BlameF. He's overrun, and FURIA find the pistol.
I'm hoping that's not just BlameF, you know, putting in too much work on the first map. Maybe he's a bit exhausted, Dinko. Although, let's be real, those arms don't look like they get tired anytime soon. I'm sure he can do some more heavy lifting here on Inferno. But just a nice call from FURIA. As soon as they spot the aggression down mid, you realize you've just got to run into the B site. You assume that it's probably going to be 1 or maybe 2 players on B. So you take that decision. You have to just try and take the B site at that point. You can't let Complexity get that mid control for free. They respond by taking B, and they get themselves off to a good start.
Well, just pistols here for Complexity. And I say just pistols, but we know what Complexity can do with these deagles. So FURIA taking their time up against them.
I would say a deagle is not just a pistol, Dinko.
No, it's something quite different.
It can be a shotgun if you want it to, with those body shots. It can be an AWP sometimes if you want to go long range with the headshots. Very versatile.
Hand cannon.
Exactly.
And it's lethal with those body shots. We'll see if Complexity can get something done here. Art walking up into B. Good smoke out there from Rush. They are going to drop a couple of players away from the B site. There has been some utility deployed from FURIA over to A, right? They've got that long bracket smoke down, and that is going to draw at least 1 player rotating off of the B site. And here come FURIA with pretty much everybody now, as their 5th member will join them for the B attack. They had 3 players at the start here, Complexity, but now only 2, and this is not designed to deal with so many players coming into them, but BlameF runs through, the Deagle spams away, and it's just JKS now, and he's not able to get much more than just 1, but when I say that he's got 1 kill, it's still a 3v3.
Nade to the side, Junior down to 28 health. Very good nade for Complexity, but they need more where that came from. They've got a couple more nades they could use. If they can combine those nades, that could be a free kill.
They are going to start walking the way up close to the coffins as Vinny is in a good angle to deal with it, but Rush swings out fast. That offsets the crosshair, and he still even wins the fight. So now Junior and Yuri trying to pull off the round for FURIA. They get all the kills, but Config now in a 1v1. He starts to run up, the deagle in his hands, the pressure building, and the time limited. It is Config that will drop. A good kill there for Yuri to close it out, but it's damn expensive for FURIA.
Yeah, you can see why Complexity have a 38% win rate in those second round force buys. They are really good at those. They're really good at making them competitive. This time, though, FURIA hold on. And I want to give some props to Junior there, because he was in a really rough spot, playing in front of the coffin, having to look at multiple angles, but he worked off his teammate really well. He peeked with Yuri in towards coffins to get that free kill, and then set up Yuri to have a good chance in the clutch. This one is just pistols, but they've already got an early kill down mid. Here come the nades to counter, though. I think FURIA should be fine, although they are taking a couple of casualties. They will eventually close it out.
Yeah, it did look a little worrying for a second, but then FURIA just collapsed on the remaining players of Complexity. Money is starting to build on a few players, but obviously a couple having the rebuy, a couple of rounds in a row now for FURIA certainly will hurt them for the future. But we head into round 4. It's Complexity's buy round. Poison on the AWP.
Interested to see where Poison takes it. There's definitely an argument to be made for going Banana with that AWP. Try and maybe catch some of that early FURIA aggression on Banana. And it's actually a 4B stack for Complexity. They really want to get this control.
Yeah, using the utility, you're going to have to use it sparingly. Some of the players didn't have so much to play with, so across the board, they're able to work it out. And they've got that banana control. FURIA just respect it. They don't really put much of a challenge in there.
That gives Complexity time to rotate back to A, though. FURIA are starting to group up, but Complexity will rotate over in time.
Yeah, Config playing in from Graveyard. 3-man setup right now in defense for Complexity. It's Vinny with the first kill on a Config, but Rush getting the double, finally dealt with by Yuri. And it's a 2v3 for FURIA. Yuri down on 11 HP. Art has come over to join him. He'll be playing from balcony, dropping down into the pit. It's a Graveyard pit setup right now for FURIA. As JKS, BlameF, and Poison regather for the retake. They're all coming in from short on the Complexity side of things, and Yuri is very low, so he has to peek out using the distraction of his teammate to bait away, and Yuri's come in with a double kill. He's looking to close it out. He looks for the 4K, but he cannot get it. JKS's headshot is just too lethal, and Complexity will find their first round.
Really nice work from JKS there, because he realizes once his two teammates go down on short, it's so hard for Yuri to predict that last player to be coming from the same spot. You would expect JKS to be pushing with his teammates and trying to trade instantly. So JKS just plays it a bit more patiently. You see here, Yuri spotted short. He thinks it's probably going to be clear, so he's looking at the other angles. And then JKS is able to sneak in, catch him off guard. And we are seeing more and more teams throw this top mid smoke early, Dinko. Complexity go for that early mid smoke here in this one. Goes a bit deeper down mid too.
Yeah, we've seen that from Astralis coming in yesterday up against Complexity. Was coming out a lot on that CT side, and Complexity, they've still got some util left, and FURIA going to use quite a bit of their utility to clear out top banana. Molotov's deep to clear away that close peek, and the sandbags. Molotov coming in as well, just limiting all of those positions, but the flash into banana. Poison's been caught by BlameF as well, but he just runs around the corner anyway. No death for them. And that HE is going to go soaring into the feet of a couple of these FURIA players. And they're actually going to leave these players away from the B side, and they're going to lean them in towards the A side of things, just leaving Poison over here with the AWP. And FURIA, they're still going towards B.
He has nades, though. That's what they wanted to do. Leave that solo B player with a bit of utility so that if he spots someone, he can quickly drop the molly and call for the rotation. That's exactly what will come through. BlameF going to be boosted up. Not many nades left for FURIA either. They only have one smoke for the execute.
Poison boosted his teammate up, repositions into the back of the site. And here go FURIA leading the way. The flash, the secondary flash comes in. It's completely blinded BlameF. There's no CT smoke down. Instead, it's a T-stair smoke to try and block off and isolate the fights. And they've got the kills. Poison tried to play on the edge of the smoke, but Art just takes him out. And now Complexity, you don't really have the money to go for this. You don't have the resources. So it has to be the save call for Complexity and FURIA with the B take.
That lurk smoke actually worked really nicely with the exact setup that Complexity had, because Poison has that AWP at the back of the site, but he's committed to the bomb site, and you can emerge on either side of that smoke. So it's really difficult for Poison to watch either side of it. You know, you could flash through the left side of that smoke quite quickly, or you could just push out onto the right side, and that makes it really hard for Poison to have the sort of impact he would have wanted. They obviously use it to clear out BlameF on that boost position too. And this is the first shot from Poison, but they're able to isolate CT. Art turns it round. That is an excellent second spray down while Poison was trying to get back to safety. And a strong start for FURIA on this T side, which is where they had their struggles over on that first map.
Yeah, both teams were not having a great time on the T side. FURIA feeling comfortable at the start of Inferno, and Complexity, you look at the buy they've got here. There's a couple of players, obviously the weapons that were saved over that can do some damage, but for the rest of the squad, it's not looking so hot for them. Config with some apartments aggression. He's got deep into the apartments. In fact, he's going to put pressure on the second middle with a UMP, and I don't think they'll be ready for him being this deep, this early.
He might start to hear some nades being thrown. if he hears that, he might go for the flank. They're all pushing into top mid, but FURIA have somehow found the gap. They've walked all the way up A long.
Yeah, it's the perfect gap, right? When you're going up against some of these weaker weapons, to wrap long is generally the strong play, and it's working out for FURIA. Config finally getting his chance, but he hasn't been able to find the kill. He chased after Poison, but Art had his coattails.
It's a frustrating round for Complexity. With Config pushing into second mid early. If FURIA go for a slower round, a more standard play towards top mid where you use some nades early, that's when Config probably has the chance, because he would have the early warning that they're throwing nades top mid and that he can start flanking. But instead, FURIA kind of just go contact into top mid. They end up going really quickly as a unit, as a pack. That ends up being the perfect counterplay.
And Complexity, you know, not enough done on the other side of the map to really risk throwing the weapons they've already got in their hands into a potential retake attempt, right? So you've got to save the weapons, and we'll at least have those to play with going into the next one. Money is really starting to build now for FURIA as well. They're getting really comfortable in this first half. 6K for Junior, 5K for Vinny. Art up there at nearly $7,000 heading into the start of this round. They haven't really used much utility in those rounds. They weren't forced to rebuy anything really, Hawker, so it's looking pretty for them in Complexity. They've got rifles out. There's 2 from Mass in play. A couple of M4s. It's not looking pretty for them, but again, it's the 4-man B stack early to throw some of the utility into Banana.
We'll see some of those A players likely use those nades early. Art's getting into the smoke, though. They might not expect him to be so close by. Art quickly emerging round the corner, but he didn't expect there to be 3 CTs waiting for him.
Yeah, but that's information. That's information passed on to his teammates who can run out into A. They know there's a potential weakness on the A side of the map, and Config, he has to deliver from the middle of the bomb site. He's found one onto Vinny. Now FURIA starting to run it forward. Yuri has found out Config. Poison drops as well to Keserato, and it's JKS and BlameF left alone. 2 versus 3, and that's that information play from Art that gets the information that allows the play for FURIA to quicken up and hit that A site.
Yeah, I thought Complexity might have enough utility where they could rotate over in time and maybe just slow FURIA down enough. Maybe just help Config with a flash or something so that he could survive on the site longer. But Config, I don't think, expected that player to be pushed into pit so soon. And I think for Config there, the real aim has to just be surviving as long as possible. Because as soon as you go down, you can see the rest of his teammates were really just kind of scrambling to get back into position. They were overlooking some of those spots on long because they were so concerned about that bomb being planted so fast. You know how hard those retakes can be on Inferno, so you want to deny that. And there's that early peek from Art, all the information. Config playing up on the site. This was the kill from Keserato. Poison thought he had to look at the bomb site because they lost it so soon. Ends up being easy pickings for FURIA, but again, like you said, Dinko, just credit to how quickly Art can make that call. You know, if that's not the in-game leader going in first there, maybe he's a few seconds too slow on that call and you don't respond quickly enough. But because it's Art going in first, he can instantly say, I see 3B, just go A, guys.
Yeah, and it's fantastic to see that come through as well. You know, quick communication, quick reactions from FURIA. And I think that matchup, you know, and the way Complexity have been playing some of these early setups in towards B, I think it just matches up poorly against the likes of Art, who will make those kind of plays. Another little tidbit for you, of course, we know that FURIA are communicating in English right now, so even more impressive, they're able to have these quick reactive plays coming in based on Art's information. Complexity get caught off by it. Tactical timeout comes through. This round again, they've got better buys in. They've got an AK in the hands of BlameF. They've got the AWP out for Poison. They've got weapons to play with finally, Complexity.
Still more of a lean to the B site for Complexity, but not the full 4-man stack this time round. Just 3 players vying for that early banana control. Ooh, Config taking a bit of damage in the apartments, but he will be fine for the time being. Poison is the man who's also forwards with the AWP, but I think Complexity have decided they'd rather play this one safe. They've got the rotate of rush onto A, so they're just going to chill out.
Poison's at short. There's a gap on that smoke. If they try and play up long, Poison has the angle for it. But if they run close in the smoke, his crosshair is already looking at the gap. And Art runs right through it. Poison was forced to look for the wide angle, a little bit of bait from the smoke. And now Vinny getting a double kill. It's explosive. It's brutal. And Complexity, they're nowhere to be seen.
I think a couple of rounds now where Config hasn't valued his life enough. In that position, when you're in pit like that, he's just jumping out in the open. He was trying to molly the apartment so that he could focus on short, but it's really important on Inferno to value your life, to allow those long rotations to come in. And as soon as he commits out into the open there, Rush kind of has to just go with him. And if you lose those fights, it's a very high risk, high reward style of playing that. We had the previous round too, where Config was in a tough spot on the A site, where he was alone and he went down. But for Complexity, this is getting scary, Dinko. I don't think they would have been expecting to be going down this early on Inferno. And more importantly, I don't think they would have been expecting that they were going to have to win this map to stay in the tournament.
No, especially because they had their map pick first up, but against the likes of FURIA, where we talked about it before, they come in, they share a lot of maps in the same pool, so it does get very interesting, and it does add that little bit of added pressure, knowing that you can lose your map pick when you're up against FURIA, facing elimination here at DreamHack Masters Spring. The winner doesn't get an easier matchup either, right? You've got to go up and play against Vitality, and ZywOo is looking hot to trot in this tournament. So you have to get through this difficult matchup and then into that, just to try and grab yourself a spot in the playoffs. You'd far rather have that situation than to go home this early, though.
Stern faces on these Complexity players right now. And we know sometimes they can be a team that are much looser. They're much more relaxed and they're having fun. But right now, it is pure focus from them. They know that they are not in a good spot here.
There's no one really standing out for them either on that individual front. You know, even though they were going down early to FURIA over on Mirage, there was still that shiny light of BLMF, right? There was a tweet from Blood just in between the maps saying the only reason they stood with chance of coming back into that was because of the performance of BLMF in regulation. They don't really have anybody standing tall right now for Complexity. That's got to change.
Oh, it's Art who gets both those kills. Trades off his teammate, Keserato, who was committed early. These are just so quick from FURIA. Such early kills in the rounds. They're getting the bomb onto B. They're getting the kills at mid. It is total domination in this round.
Yeah, clean, clinical, and FURIA, again, just melt the defense. And Poison is left and Spawn with the AWP, and I feel bad for him. He hasn't been able to get involved with his weapon yet. 3 kills, 8 deaths, and another round lost coming in for Complexity. FURIA are looking so poised on their map pick. And that money is just ridiculous right now. $12,850 on Junior. 10K for Yuri, and that's about to go up with this clean round win again. They just lose 2 players. You can't even think about a possibility of that successful retake for Complexity just because of how quick it is.
It's kind of a similar story, right? Complexity are just losing players so early in the round. You can't afford to do that on Inferno. You've got to be good at being wily, surviving as long as possible. This feels like, Dinko, whenever I'm playing matchmaking and I play Inferno, I'm just playing the opposite site and my teammates die at the start of every round and you just can't do anything. Like, you can't retake in those sorts of scenarios, and you can see how frustrating that can be. It is clear to see on the players' faces right now.
Yeah, especially because you know what's on the line as well, and it just feels awful when you're in a situation where you can't do anything about it. On the first map, Art was in that situation. He wasn't really performing too hot individually, but now on this map, he's up to 12 kills. And when Art is having a great game, when all of his aggressive plays are working out, it gets very scary to play against FURIA.
Nades exchanged on Banana. FURIA's nades are the ones that do the damage, though. Poison solo holding A with the AWP. Bit of pressure on him to land a shot if he is tested. While on Banana, Art is starting to walk up close. This molly will split some of the players, but Config goes ahead of it. And now Art has to be careful. The flash is good, but Config's there for the trade, and he could be there for more. Keserato's the only man remaining, and that's the bomb dropped.
Bomb dropped in a big round for Complexity starting to play out here. Vinny and Yuri have got to pull this one back, and they've just given up the bomb. They've just let them have it. You can grab it back, FURIA, no problem. They're going to play together, strength in numbers. Do FURIA still lean in towards the B play? If they do have the site. If they go back towards A, they'll find themselves a couple of players waiting for them. I think Configs actually decides just go back over and play the B site, throw that smoke down, delay them, try and discourage them from walking into the B site. That might just make them change their minds and want to go back towards A. And Yuri sees the smoke, but he is committed to this. With limited time, you can't send that bomb back. And now Config will have to be the player from the back of the site who has a strong position to deal with this, and now they know it is the B play starting to come through, and it's Config at the back of the site, and he can handle these situations. He can handle himself well. He's got the first. Yuri trying to go for the fight, but there's no time for the plant, and Config has done it. Yuri just tries to stay alive. He gets the pick on Rush and the fallback, but Complexity, they win the round. It just started with a couple of upgraded pistols and an AWP that was saved by Poison.
That's what they needed. Complexity had a slow start on Mirage, and they were able to come back. They needed a round like this just to boost them up, get them a bit excited. Config played this one really well. I talked about Config maybe not valuing his life enough in some previous rounds. This time he realizes he just has to survive because FURIA don't have the nades to flush him out of that position. He can get the one kill and close the round for his team. Maybe Complexity are going to start to get back on track now. This same angle for Poison early, but he's not tested.
They've sent JKS down Banana early. He's got a lot of control in towards Banana, and that will allow the quick rotation from Complexity over to the A site. Poison's been able to find Yuri, and Caserado does duel out the only B defender. JKS starts to fall back now that they've got that man advantage.
Fair bit of utility being used by Complexity. Makes sense with how fast FURIA have been taking these sites some of these recent rounds. Now, how long do Complexity stick with this 4A stack? JKS does have an incendiary to slow things down on the B site, but if he's not careful, he has to try and survive for a good bit of time here.
Yeah, and because of his position, he has to just play on the sound cues. He doesn't get info other than the sound cues, and luckily lots of them come in from FURIA. Molly will buy so much time to allow his teammates to come over, but JKS wants to buy more. He wanted to get a kill to set them up with a better chance, but he's unable to get anything. And it's down into the 4v4 retake attempt here for Complexity. You've got players pushing closer, but that bomb down. FURIA have got themselves in a decent position, but Rush is ready for the aggression of Art. And he goes around the corner, and now Vinny is holding on for the play. And Config has come through. He's got backup as well. He's got his bully squad with him, and they're looking to bully Caserado. They've done it well. Junior now fighting back, standing up for his friend, but it doesn't matter. He gets slapped as well, and Complexity find 3.
Much more like it for Complexity. Even though JKS goes down on the initial peak, there was a flash for him. That's what they were going for initially. And just the confidence there from Poison is more of what we want to see. This was that peak from JKS that wasn't successful, but Complexity still had a couple of nades left. Lame F, just having to look at every single angle, but eventually finds his target.
It's like when a fly is attacking you, you're trying to figure out where it is, and it's just flying all over you. Finally gets it. And it's 8-3. FURIA going for their tactical timeout. Complexity, like you said, Hawk, a couple of rounds previous, when they had the weaker weapons and they get that round win, it is a huge opportunity to turn the ship around for the Complexity defense. What you have to do is win the follow-up round after you get that opportunity. You can't afford to take that round win and then go ahead and lose the follow-up, because then you're right back where you started before you won that bonus round. So here's a big chance for them coming back in to this first half, but they have to break down that economy that has been so strong for FURIA for so long.
Similar setup for Complexity. 3B has been a common setup for them to try and get this banana control. They've got that molly down mid too, which could slow FURIA down from getting those players to top banana early in the round. Not as much of a commitment this time for the CTs though. That should allow FURIA to gain some ground. The ever-present Art leading the charge up banana. Though there is a flash at the ready for JKS to counter if they feel like they need it. That molly's going to help FURIA get control though.
Yeah, I like how FURIA are hanging on to that utility here. You know, you're getting pressure by Complexity, but you save the utility up. You reclaim banana control, and BlameF tried to get it back with a flash around the corner, but it was relatively ineffective, and Junior will find the opening. That will force another rotated player for Complexity, and that leaves an opening for FURIA to walk right through, and they're going to go Archway. They're going into CT for the B split. This is going to be difficult for them to hold on to. Poison will have to reposition to the back of the site. They are looking at the rifler of JKS to get a lot done. They're being fought on two fronts. Poison holding for the CT play. They're aware once that opening is made in towards Archway, they have to be ready for this. And right now they're looking good for it, but they've got to pop off when the kills start to come through. Will they be ready for the play through Ruins?
Oh, I'm not sure. They're not looking. Vinny lines up the free headshot, and Poison can't do anything about it. The AWP holding at the back of the site was never going to get multiple kills there. And well, Dinko, history tells you that fighting on two fronts is never the best idea. We get a clear case of that here, with FURIA just finding that wraparound. I love how quick they were to call that, though. As soon as they got that kill on B, you see the instant response. They knew that A long is likely the position that will be left weak, and they're just so fast to move in that even if Complexity adjusted that A setup and had someone watching long, I don't think he would have got there in time to hold it. So really nice stuff. And you also just get to see how hard it is to flash your teammates back into Banana. It's just so hard to time that flash because you can never know if someone's just around the wall and they're not going to get blinded, or if they are fully committed to it. And you see there, one of the FURIA players gets blinded because he's out in the open, but then Junior was just not blind whatsoever because he was behind the wall. And then that flashbang basically just gives away that you're about to peak.
Yeah, exactly. And because of that small window of opportunity, you have to try and time it perfectly to go with the pop. If you don't get out there on time or just with the flash, your window of opportunity to get that kill and get away, or maybe even find the multi-kill onto maybe the player that's playing anti-flash or the player that's blind, it becomes very difficult to get that. And BlameF just doesn't find anything in the round. FURIA up 9-3, solid T side so far. And we'll see if they can continue this. It's JKS looking to smoke down Banana and go through the smoke himself. He's run right past the player. The traded positions. Finally, Casterado looks at him, and the headshot is in. Opening kill for FURIA is theirs, but right through the smoke. BlameF, he wants more, and he's got a double kill this time. A 3K nearly through the smoke, but he'll back away. Hard work is done for BlameF.
Fast response from FURIA, though. They see a lot of presence on Banana. They try and come back to A. And once again, A-Long is open, but they're not ready for the angle of Poison. Nice find onto Junior. Vinny's trying to wrap round, but now that BlameF has spotted him, I think Complexity have the information they need.
Oh, and Yuri's going to go around the corner. Config has found him, and now it's just Vinny. He's got a headshot onto Config. Be an incredible round here for Vinny if he pulls this one off. He goes into CT. They know of his whereabouts, and BlameF positions well. 4 rounds for Complexity. It hasn't been the best of halves for them, but if they can close it out 9-6, they'll be very happy with that. They've got that opportunity now. They've got a chance to do it. But much has been the story here is FURIA. They've got so much money to play with, so they'll just come back at them with a buy. And Complexity on their way back into this comeback. They're not winning the rounds cleanly, right? You're not keeping all the players alive. It is damage being done. And more and more that happens to the CT side, right? That just becomes much more expensive, and FURIA will have the advantage when it comes to the weapon area and utilities. So Complexity, they need to win this round cleanly.
Powerful smoke for Caserado. He gets flashed through, but there are a couple of players ready for him. JKS remains at top Banana. He's going to go for it. 2 kills for JKS. Bomb dropped on Banana. And FURIA don't even get to start this round before it's already over.
Yeah, fantastic round out of that for JKS. At Banana control. Complexity getting in their face, stopping the attack finally from FURIA. They're not letting them just take these fights. They want to put up some fight themselves. And Yuri, he should have been dead there. Config is going to go down. Yuri gets a second, this time through the smoke. There's another flanking player, though, and Yuri doesn't have his gun out. He tried to retreat, throwing a smoke onto the molly, and gets caught by the pistol of Poison. 9-5, and JKS, the one expert impact player he has to be after that round.
3 kills with only 86 damage. That just goes to show how the nades definitely helped, how his teammates helped set him up for some of these fights. You see the assists for BlameF, for Rush. Yuri trying his best at the end here. Given a couple of fights, that spray through the smoke just took a risk because he knew he had to take a risk being in the 1-on-3. Fortunately, it didn't account for that last player on the flank, though. And Complexity have salvaged something here, Dinko. It's been a really hard run for them too, because FURIA have had full money this entire time. So got to give a lot of props to Complexity. They've won all these gun rounds, and they've got the chance for the 6th-round half.
And the worst part is, Alex, you just said how they've had money this entire half. Well, the round that Complexity finally break the bank and send FURIA into with 1 round of losing is the last round of the half, right? Yuri's down to $0. They just built up so much money at the start of this half to put themselves in this position. From play down bananas, JKS has been able to pick out Vinny. Nart is going to try and trade it out, but once again, JKS has been unleashed. The Savage is taking control of Banana, and he'll get away.
We know the Australians can be crazy sometimes, Dinko. We've seen it before with the Shoeys. Now we're seeing it with the aggression. Could it be too much aggression, though? Because Keserato has just struck back, and they've got a wide-open B bomb site to work with.
Oh, Poison had the lineup to deny the plant, but didn't take the shot. And now the 3 versus 2 Complexity. They still have the man advantage into this retake. Some of the utility not being that effective, and Keserato was the player that drew this back for them. He looks to do some more in the round. He's not happy with the work he's done so far. He wants to get in through the smokes. You might just hear the pin pulled and the flashing. Poison steps coming right into his crosshair. Keserato hitting the headshot. FURIA looking to try and take 10 rounds here at the half. Complexity run it back in. Yuri with the headshot. FURIA pull it out of the hat. They're leading the way 10-5 going into the second half. Join us after the break.
It's taking me some time. I tell myself don't stop. Like waves are breaking, I found a way, I made it. If only I don't
Am I wasting time? 'Cause I'm already gone. So long, can you stay the night? 'Cause you're the thing I want. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now. Like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to DreamHack Masters. It's 10-5 for FURIA, leading the way on their map pick. They're already a map up after getting an overtime win over on Mirage. This is an elimination game. The loser will go home, and the other will go on to play against Vitality for a spot in the playoffs here. A lot on the line, Hawker, and Complexity have a lot of work to do.
Just wondering what Keserato's doing at Sport. He's having a good
fun?
time as we get into the second half. Complexity, though, not going as slowly as Keserato was. They want to up the pace.
Yeah, they're going very quickly here, not crouching around at all. And it's going to be Vinny hitting the first headshot. Okay, JKS not looking the right way. And it's the boiler play from Junior that's delivered 2 kills. The bomb did roll to his feet, but has been recovered by BlimF. Config and BlimF now need to try and figure out how they're going to turn this 2v4 in their favor as FURIA look to take a good start into the second half. BlimF trying to get the fight out. He knows Keserato is in graveyard, but it's easier said than done, flushing that player out of that position. With no utility, it becomes very difficult to even think about winning this round at this point. They're going to try and walk into long, but Vinny's not missing. 2 in the pistol. BlimF looking the wrong way, and Vinny re-peeks out for his 3K. 11 rounds for FURIA, a good start into the second half.
Inferno coming through in full force at the end there. Triple kill for Vinny. Oh, this is the action replay we needed, though. Keserato, the gardener, not one that I'd hire, though, with him just knifing that plant pot.
Yeah, destruction of the garden right there. And I like that line, Hawker. It's brilliant. 11-5, we get into round 17. It's Complexity who are on the Deagles. We know they can get up to some nasty things with the Deags. We'll see if they can get it in this one. It's almost needed for them at this point to give them a chance back into the start of the second half. And Vinny down Banana aggressively.
Now, worth remembering that Complexity lost that first half pistol, and they brought the second round pretty close, pretty competitive with their Deags. They got a couple of kills. On the T side, they might have a better chance to cause some issues. If you can get 1 or 2 early kills, early trades on Inferno, it can put the CTs into really uncomfortable spots where you have to leave maybe A long open, or you have to leave just one man on B. So I like the patience for Complexity, just waiting to see if you can get that 1 kill that could make FURIA really uncomfortable.
Flash at the ready for Art. He looked to flash Vinny into the banana peak there, but Complexity are going to be turning their attentions back over towards A. You've got 3 players over here for FURIA. They've got every extremity covered. And so dealing with this on just decals will be very difficult, especially when you've taken damage already. JKS has been tagged by the scout of Junior. They look to put pressure. Long good flash out from Keserato, and a long spray, only getting 1 kill. So now they have a chance, Complexity. Starting to wrap the A site. Yuri will still be the pit player you've got to worry about. And Config tries to be shrewd, tries to play through the smoke, and the no-scope comes in. The bomb plant has been secured for Complexity. They'll be happy so far with the plant, but they want a couple more kills. And the only player left to do that is Rush, but he is overrun. And FURIA, they will find the round win. Complexity getting some extra money at least for the future. But FURIA are just stepping closer and closer to that next matchup here at DreamHack Masters.
I don't mind this play from Config. If that was a gun round, I would not be happy with it. But in this round, I think it's worth taking a risk like that. Maybe the scout isn't ready. Maybe he misses a shot. And if you can get that kill, it could really help you out. Complexity end up muscling their way onto the A site with some smokes, but not much more than that from round 17. Maybe they get more in round 18, though. They've got 4 nades at the ready. See if they can put them in the right place.
Artillery fire at the ready. And it's right down onto... Oh, no. Poison's going to burn. He's going to force forward and right down onto Complexity. The nade shall fall. And Poison falls with it. And now Vinny trying to get aggressive down Banana. FURIA are known for their Banana aggression. And even against the weaker weapons, they do not respect it. Bomb down, claimed by FURIA. And Keserato holds short brackets under the porch for the mid-peak. Everything is covered right now for FURIA.
Might as well put a Brazilian flag on Banana right now because they have invaded this area of the map. They're not going to be leaving anytime soon with the bomb in position. Just as I say that, they did decide to leave Banana Dinko. So I have lied to everyone at home. I apologize. It's actually the Americans who control Banana now.
Yeah, of course it is. America stamping their flag down anywhere they can. And well, BlameF now trying to get out with his Deagle. Junior trying to peek out from the half wall. BlameF will start walking up and does eventually get his kill. There's just so many FURIA players all over the place, and BlameF eventually will fall down. 3 rounds away from eliminating Complexity from DreamHack Masters are FURIA. And here comes a buy for Complexity. I have to say, Alex, you almost have to see a round win here if you're Complexity.
Yeah, we heard Config earlier. He was believing in Complexity's comeback ability, even when they were 12-4 down on Mirage. They nearly made it happen on that first map. There's precedent for it, but this time they're on their opponent's pick on the T side of Inferno, and they have to dig deep, otherwise they face elimination.
Hasn't been a great run for Complexity over the last couple of events, right? They probably would have liked to have got the win over at FunSpark, or at least made it to the final. It didn't look so good for them, and now they're looking to try and crack open the mid brackets, and Poison is the man that'll do that. FURIA drinking from the Poison Chalice. And Config, he goes down and replies. Still the 4v3 as Config and his merry men will stand with the advantage, but it's short-lived thanks to Art. And now the B side has an opening, it has a weakness, and Complexity are going to try and turn their attentions towards it. Quick rotation trying to come over here from Art. He's got there in time, but he's not going to use his utility. He tries to stop the bomb from crossing over, and he's done that well enough.
Molly could do a good bit of damage here. BlameF commits to the plant. No pulling of the trigger from Art. So BlameF gets away with half health, but FURIA still have a good bit of utility for this retake. They should have the chance to smoke Banana. They could even molly BlameF out of position.
BlameF just peeking out, trying to get a fight before utility starts to come in for FURIA. Hasn't been able to get that chance just yet, and nothing's come into his spot. He'll be able to stay there, but not for long as Junior takes his kill. And JKS tries to get the lineup, but FURIA clean it up. No round win here for Complexity as FURIA take one step closer to victory here on Inferno.
What a showing so far from FURIA. They've had a tumultuous time to start DreamHack. They lost 16-6 against Big in their opening game. Big have now been eliminated themselves. Complexity beat Vitality in their opening game, and yet Vitality were the ones who beat Big, but you can't just look at it like that, Dinko. That's not always how these matchups play out. And even though FURIA have had a bit of a tough time throughout the tournament, maybe they're finding their form at just the right time.
Well, Complexity have still got the buy. They've still got the AKs. It was Poison that cracked open the start of the last round. And this time, they start to clear out the top mid position. Junior's here with the AWP. He'll look for the peek down into mid. And he hasn't missed by much there, but it's not going to be the kill. That will be, though. Yuri and Junior stepping up with 2 early picks for FURIA. And now Complexity looking to up the acceleration into the A site. Serrato's in a good position. He's also got Junior inside of the site if needed. And they're going to wrap him on the wrong side. He wasn't ready for that. And JKS, that's a big round from him. 3 kills out of nowhere. And now it's Art into the 1v2.
Great to see JKS committing more to those plays, trading his teammates, getting involved in that action on the site. That's more of what Complexity need from him, and he has been stepping up here on Inferno. Maybe he can be the man to put them back in a position where they can start this comeback. They've got to close it out, though, and Art is starting to close in on this site.
Oh, Art trying to get forward with JKS is looking for the aggression at short. Art knows how to play his angles, but he's worried about Pit. He only has to focus on his left side. He spotted Poison. He's turned it into the 1v1, but JKS with a headshot of 4K secured, and Complexity, they needed the round, and it's JKS that delivers.
Big moment for Complexity. JKS had to do so much work here on the bomb site. Poison almost got caught off guard early. But it was JKS who was able to find these 1v1 fights all over the site. Vinny tries to force the issue, tries to press it because he thinks he can trade his teammate in time. But that was not the case. It was JKS who was just going to cut them all down. And FURIA's buy will be there, but it will be lackluster. Serrato only has a USP right now. This could be a moment for Junior to step up, though.
Yeah, could be. Art's also pushing down Banana at the moment, just putting pressure, and the bomb is over at T-Stairs. JKS, he's got to deal with 2 players inside of the apartment. Junior was holding the stairway walk up, and somehow, some way, no one has died in that engagement. So, right back into a 5v5, and Complexity are going to reset and start turning their attentions over towards Banana. Flash up, walking as a unit. It is still only Art here, and he's got the weakest weapon in play. It's the MP9. He's got to make that work. He's dropped back and he throws the smoke down, but are they going to respect it? The answer is just no. They run right through it. Art in with 1 kill. He looks for a second, but finally drawn out of the round. Config gets his kill as well, and that should be enough to make them feel a bit more comfortable. But Vinny's coming quickly up Banana. He's got 1 on the MP9. Yuri's in there second in man, and that's a headshot onto Poison.
Oh, they're so low, though. Both CTs so low that they're already starting to back away. Maybe Yuri will think about giving it a go or doing some damage. Could isolate this fight, but he's not ready for Blame F. So easy pickings for the Dane. Huge props to Poison in this round too. He was the player that got the kill onto Art in close quarters, and it's really hard for those AWPers to sometimes push with the team, right? To take those fights when you know it's a close range angle. He had to go through the smoke and get a close range kill against the MP9 of Art. And I think Poison is really good at doing that. Sometimes he does commit to those pushes with his team. A lot of AWPers would rather hang back, would rather use the range to their advantage, but Poison pushes in with his teammates, gets the all-important kill onto the site to keep Complexity on top. Are we seeing a full spy here, Dinko, or are we just seeing some madness from Art? Looks like just the Mag 7.
You know, I've been out there commentating over some of the Asian RMR events. I've seen some ridiculous things over the last few days with that Mag 7. So let's see if Art can show it up here in Tier 1 Counter-Strike. It'll be ridiculous if you pull anything off with it. He's in the apartments, close angle forward, and JKS, oh, Art looks the wrong way. And JKS deals with him well, sprays onto Yuri as well. But the flanking player of Casterado, I think he's just missed his opportunity. He's picked up the Mag 7 though, might just get a better chance here on the JKS. He's holding, he's ready for that 3rd player. And Casterado, can he land the shot? JKS going for the pre-fire, hits the headshot, and now the reply from Complexity is looking good. It's just the AWP left for Junior and a default USP for Vinny.
Definitely a situation where you assume the save is going to be the call. Got to be ready for Blame F, though. Wow, he's being really methodical here. So methodical. Love that from Junior. And now they may be able to save another gun. If Vinny wants to go get that, he can.
Yeah, I mean, there is a positive there for FURIA, for sure, just getting that weapon out of there. But it was cool to watch Complexity just be so patient, right? They wanted to get the info of where that saved weapon was. And once they get the info, that's only when they go into the A side. They don't want to risk anything. They don't want to throw any weapons away unnecessarily. So yes, they lose the 1 AK, but still, they wanted to make sure they didn't lose any more than that 1.
Saving these guns will obviously help FURIA. In particular, Art, who spent almost all his money ahead of this one. So those shots from JKS, close quarters with the AK. Got to make sure you land headshots because even the USP could just quickly double dink you. And he was low on health at the end there for the final one. For FURIA, Junior had a really tough time on T side. He was doing a lot of rifling, a lot of AK work, and I think at times that AK looked a little sketchy. Junior has now started to step up on CT side though. He's getting a good few kills with that AWP, and now we've got the double AWP set up at the ready for FURIA. Definitely excited to see what Art's going to do with that sniper. I wouldn't be surprised to see him just trying to take some close fights on Banana.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all, and I would not be against it. It's always fun when Art goes and has a round like that. So Banana aggression coming through. Art looking for some of these fights. Oh, he's not too far off getting the kill there, but it's actually Art who takes most of the damage. He's chunked down to 44. And Complexity, they're having none of that utility battle. They're going to turn their attention straight away up into the mid play. They trade out efficiently. Yuri gets 1 kill, but that's all that they're able to find. And now Junior's under pressure on the A side. 2 kills for Junior. Can he find more? He's in the apartment still, has the cover. He's going to smoke out and just buy some time, allowing rotations from his last two remaining teammates to get over. And Junior has played this one very well. He's kept the man advantage in play.
Oh, Art almost had the chance to make it even better for them, but he puts the smoke down to try and close the distance. And now Poison has to AWP close range. Same could be said for Art, though, as he sneaks behind the smoke.
Yeah, Art is very comfortable in this situation, though, on BlameF. He's holding for the edge of that smoke. He knows who he's going up against. And Art is out of the round, but remember, Junior's still up in the apartments for this play. And Kesserado is going to start moving forward. It's just BlameF and his position known. He's dinked down to 8 HP, and it's Kesserado with the headshot. They get back in, they get onto the defuse, they hold it, and they will find themselves match point. And it's elimination point now for Complexity.
And another step-up round for Junior. As you pointed out earlier, that round falls apart if he doesn't get those 2 kills and survives. They were about to run onto the A site. If they can just trade Junior out there, if they can just find a 1-for-1, it's going to be Complexity's round. But Junior does a really good job at just holding back, making sure he uses his positioning to his advantage. And that was something I said previously, Dinko. I think when you AWP on this FURIA team, that's all you need to be good at, is just holding those angles, getting a good couple of kills, because Art can do a lot of the aggressive AWPing, and Junior did a really good job at it in that round.
Well, Poison looks to have a lethal bite at the start of this round. He's looking to try and open things up. He's done it on the AK before, but now he has to try and deal with Junior. Look at the nade damage done here onto Complexity. Poison's down to 55, and look how many players FURIA have on the A side of things. Junior's going to get boosted over the smoke. It's too deep, so they won't be able to hear anything, but they make noise on the dismount.
Config's trying to see if he can sniff them out. A couple more nades being used. Smoke goes down onto long, but Complexity is starting to assemble an attack on this short side of the A site.
And Junior has transitioned into the site with the AWP, and here comes the execute. FURIA ready for this, but Config and Rush, they don't care. They're finding kills, and Kesserado gets cleared out as well. Complexity onto the A site. Even though FURIA had strength in numbers, they're not strong enough to deal with a Juggernaut.
I love that round from Complexity. That was really well done, because they kept the pace to their play. They kept the contact style while also using a lot of good utility, right? The double nade stack into Pit, into Yura's position, takes him down incredibly low early. They had a couple of mollies to clear out 2 separate positions, but they also keep the pace of play where they use some of their own nades and mollies early, but they're quick enough that FURIA can't respond with any counter utility. And that is a really fine line to try and chase sometimes. Sometimes those nades are going to be a bit too early, and you're just going to kind of give away the push. But instead, Complexity play it really well with the pace and with the nades. And they're still going strong, Dinko. They're not going to be going down without a fight.
Attack timeout for FURIA ahead of this one. You got to look at the resources they'll be able to pull together. It's not ideal. They don't have a whole lot. Their bank account does not run deep, whereas Complexity have everything. And a comeback is certainly possible. We cannot count Complexity out at any point. They came back into Mirage when things were looking rough. They can do it again here on Inferno.
Definitely doable. You can see they're aware of it. Complexity have just been full focus in this game, and they've had to be.
Yeah.
No time for playing around.
Yeah, there's absolutely no time where you can sit back, you can relax. The stress is on, elimination on the line, and they're just 1 round away from going out of DreamHack Masters. They're going up against what is a very scrappy buy of FURIA. They've got the AWP in the hands of Art. They've leveled up the money around 2k average. So it will be the future purchase for FURIA. Complexity still have to deal with this one. You don't want to be losing too many members either. On their comeback trail, they will want to have as much money as possible. Config clearing out brackets. There's a long smoke out for them. Now they look to methodically clear out Banana, but Art is going to throw a smoke onto the molly and go for the aggressive pick, and he has found it. Opening kill for FURIA. Does he go again? Art is going to go through the smoke, but this time misses his shot.
And that initial aggression could have thrown the round into disarray. Could have made Complexity think twice about hitting B when they realized they were running into an AWP. But now it looks like they've made up their minds. And the setup for FURIA was stacked on the A site and fully focused on trying to deny a short play. So there's no way that FURIA can do anything about this. See them all just stacked on that A bomb site. They haven't even spotted Config, who's been waiting on long. They won't be able to save that AWP either. I would expect Complexity to throw that one out of the map. Careful, Config. They're pushing up short.
We could turn around when they're not looking his way. He finds one, isolates the fight into the 1v1s, and that is clean from Config. He's just taking everything out of their hands. So whatever Kevlar they would have had left going into the next round, whatever utility they had is just been snatched away by Config. Not very nice of him. But that is what is needed for Complexity as they now reach double figures.
Config decides to just go group up with his team on Banana. They're having a party right now on Banana. No time for celebration yet, though. Still 5 more rounds to win to keep themselves in this tournament, and then they'd have to play overtime. Double AWP setup out for FURIA. They've been using that a lot throughout this game. Art did get a good kill on Banana. If that was a gun round, I think he would have just fallen back after that first frag and been happy with the man advantage. It is going to be a somewhat similar setup for FURIA. Art's AWP yet again going towards Banana, while Junior has a look down mid.
Oh, blinded and forced away. Junior will have to drop back and change up his position. This time Complexity are hanging around Banana, and that nade might just go on to rush. Too shallow, though.
Art still sticking around at top Banana. Couple of nades used by Complexity into the A site, and that is something that FURIA have taken note of. They've rotated 4 over to A. It's Art solo B. He may have to step up on the hold here because FURIA are showing no signs of rotating right now.
No nades left for Art either. It has to just be kills for Art to try and delay them, to try and break them down. Rotation does start to come through here for FURIA, but the weight of the round does lie on the defense on the B site. Have got the rotation over, so now it's not just all on Art, but you still need him to have some output. Setting up the Coffin's explosion, the artillery fire is actually going to go into CT. Doesn't matter for FURIA, no one's there, and Art is going to go for the quick shot, but he's missed it. He's missed the close kill. He's going to go down, and Vinny only manages one. It's not good enough here for FURIA. It has to be the safe call.
Yeah, it felt like Vinny was a little slow on his time to kill there. Maybe because he had the FAMAS, but if he gets that kill sooner, I think Art might be able to survive a little bit longer. They might be able to start assembling that crossfire and put up some sort of resistance on that B site. That's really what they needed. I'm not sure, maybe Vinny got blinded. Maybe that was part of the problem. Either way, another explosive round for Complexity. And that's really what they're making the most of right now, Dinko. I feel like it's just these fast pushes where FURIA don't have much time to react. This was the kill from BlameF. Seemed like he digged his teammate in the midst of the madness. But what time is it, Dinko? Well, maybe it's Complexity comeback time. Complexity comeback o'clock. Sounds nice.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, both work, Halka. But we are in that situation right now as Complexity are taking their first steps back into the potential comeback. It still is going to be difficult. FURIA haven't really had the resources over the last couple of rounds, which definitely will help Complexity win a few of these rounds out. In this one, they've got much more utility. They've got the double up setup. They've got one FAMAS in the hands of Vinny, but the rest on M4s. It still is going to be a challenge for Complexity. Each and every step will be until the end of this map.
Poison wants to get ahead of that smoke. Another molly comes in and Poison thinks better of it. Oh, he doesn't though. He goes back and Vinny goes down early. Great work from Poison.
That is beautiful. He's got a bite. And now Junior looking to hold on for the mid pick, but it's Art down Banana that's drawn back the kill. Poison getting a taste of his own medicine. Art knows how to play aggression, and you steal his game plan, he'll take it right back off you.
Yeah, and Art's still sticking around while he's put that smoke down. Complexity going for a couple of pot shots through the smoke, but BlameF's just got him. That's the B player lost. FURIA are going to stick with this A stack though.
Yeah, still running into the A side Complexity, and they're getting shut down. It's not worked out here for Complexity, and it's all on BlameF. It looks done. Complexity are eliminated from DreamHack Masters, and FURIA booked themselves in a spot to play against Vitality. They have a matchup in front of them for a spot in the playoffs.